a lot of top laner gear, and then Ari targeted ban at AMT, their new middle player, and then Nivea ban coming out from Navi. Nivea, very strong hero, high damage, high survivability due to egg, lots of utility, and impossible to push against. So, well, do a very decent ban, very good ban. Nivea has always been strong, has almost never been nerfed, and then the Nautilus ban aimed at Navi's jungler, Jungle Nautilus, one of the strongest ganks in the game. Basically, Nautilus is all you need for CC in one team. He's a CC bot, anti-carry, but anti-carry in the sense of the stuns that he puts out on them. He doesn't really deal that much damage, but he can keep an enemy carry on lockdown every single time and catch him off guard. Meanwhile, Navi banning Lee Sin, aimed at Linak, the top laner for AAA. Very, very good top laner Lee Sin. Has shown exceptional plays in the past.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing, there's the Shen ban. I was going to say, seeing whether Shen is allowed in this or not. We don't really see Shen available ever in North America, and it's been back and forth here in Europe. We didn't see him banned at all in our first best of 3 today, but last week was banned in about half the games. I think people in Europe are still back and forth on whether or not he should be an insta-ban.
I really want to see if they do the Nocturne thing again, if they prioritize Nocturne. But Kennen being banned out right now. Most likely a ban against top lane Kennen again. Linak again, a Kennen player in top lane. So Kennen just a very strong hero, especially due to his lack of mana. And then we see the Alistar as a final ban. So the bans from Navi are going to be Arya, Nivea, Lee Sin, Kennen, while AAA is banning Udyr, Nautilus, Shen, and Alistar. One ban done in chat, and Navi first picking Urgot for bottom lane.
Interesting. We're seeing a lot of Urgot picked. Was picked a few times in North America yesterday, and already seen it a couple times today. I like it because he's, as you said earlier, he is more like a bruiser. Really gives an extra bit of tankiness to your team, but does it without sacrificing too much damage.
The best part about Urgot is not only his utility that he offers from his ultimate, his swap, but he also gets to build Frozen Heart every game, and that's going to be, Frozen Heart could be the best item in the game right now, maybe aside from Shurelius. Just such a good aura item in terms of shutting down the enemy's damage and making yourself tanky, as well as giving you a huge amount of cooldown reduction, which is exactly what Urgot needs. So Frozen Heart considered an anti-carry item, and he only needs to build Brutalizer for damage. They can still do tons of damage. And now, of course, they're going with the deadly Soraka Urgot bottom lane. Bit of trolling with Eve.
I figured it was either a troll or a placeholder for somebody. You know, they wanted to pick someone that they didn't have. We do see that on Live Realm every now and then because not all of the champions are unlocked here. Hey, we're finally going to see some Jax play.
Yeah, Jax is definitely making a comeback, and he's coming back with full force. Everyone's starting to realize how strong Jax is now, and I don't want to... Jax is a hero that has a high skill cap in terms of how good you can get on it individually, and I'm sure there's people out there that are exceptionally good at Jax. And those are the ones that you want to ban Jax against. Now let's see if Navi can have their top laner be one of those players.
Yeah, it could possibly be a jungle Jax, but either way, he is really a champion that when people are good at him, they're just able to snowball and destroy games. But when people are bad at him and they get behind, there's no digging out of that. If you get to late game and you're severely underfarmed or you don't have any kills, Jax can be a real problem for your team.
Yeah, Jax late game, definitely one of the strongest heroes in the game. And we're going to see a Namumu pick coming out. Okay, a Mumu jungle. I've not seen this in a while, and I'm really shocked again. Europeans do not prioritize Nocturne in any way, shape, or form. The only European team I've seen that gives Nocturne a priority is Absolute Legends and M5. No other team seems to put Nocturne on the pedestal, unlike all of North American teams. So that's very, very weird for me to see that. Instead, they even choose to go for a Mumu. And then they go for an Irelia pick. Irelia beats Jax in lane through sustain and true damage. But late game depends on the builds. But most likely Irelia will win that matchup.
And there's the Karthus pick. We've seen Karthus played a good amount when he's not banned. Just a very powerful champion. Someone I think he doesn't have a huge skill cap, but if you're good at him, it's really going to show, as opposed to just being an average Karthus player. You know, anybody can press R and get the global damage, but positioning walls well, using your AoE at the right time, being able to Q farm without losing much mana, those are the things that take significantly more skill. And something a skilled Karthus will do better than just a regular AP who's grabbed Karthus for the ult.
Yeah, and AAA actually opting to go for the last pick middle lane. So they want to counter pick their middle lane. And if they want to counter Castellan right now, Karthus, excuse me, they could pick Castellan right now. There's just so much possibility with their final pick that literally anything could work. But he has to beware though. In team fights, even though AAA does have a Mumu Leona, Navi does have Jarvan Karthus, which means that if Jarvan ults on top of Karthus and Karthus dies or just stays alive, whatever happens, that's gonna hurt a lot because you're gonna be stuck in his defile, taking layways, eating damage for free. And we see the last pick from AAA going to be Orianna middle. Orianna, definitely a hero that hasn't seen much play. Not too sure why though. She's still 100% viable. Lots of damage, lots of utility, and somewhat tanky due to her E spell, which makes her, gives her a bit of innate armor and magic resistance. So I think I'm going to have to give mid lane to Karthus though. Karthus could easily just farm away unless Orianna gets really ahead.
Alright, here we go. And I was going to say we're about to load into game, but we are actually about to start our 3-minute delay. So they will be going into game. We will be waiting.
Now bottom lane is going to be very aggressive from Leona Graves, in my opinion. Leona tends to be a kill lane. Leona is one of those heroes that does not really, she's either you're all in or you don't go in at all. And if you're all in, you go in for the kill. And I'm not too sure if they can do that. If they can capitalize on that against Urgot Soraka. If they try to focus Urgot, I'm sure that Soraka's heal could buff Urgot's armor values way out of any reach of any low level hero. So then he'll most likely not be bursted down, but if Soraka is to get caught by Leona, she'll easily go down to an ignite and exhaust. So I'm looking for Soraka to stay really far behind this game, not get caught at all.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just going to be with the combination of the heals and the shield on Urgot. He can kind of be, he doesn't have to worry too much about getting caught by that Leona initial stun because he should be able to get out. So I think you're right. As long as Soraka's safe, I don't see them being able to get kills in that lane. Now Graves is so bursty. You know, he's for an AD. He has so much burst damage. If they do catch Soraka, she's probably not going to get a chance to run at all.
Yeah, and for top lane, it's going to be Jax against Irelia now. Now the matchup is completely skill based. First of all, now Jax is able to outdamage Irelia if played properly. The thing is, what happens is Jax goes in and uses his a little early game. I'm talking early game right now. Jax goes in and uses his stun, his counter strike, and then activates it. And then that's when Irelia retaliates with her combo with dash and then stun. Because Jax went on the offensive first, Irelia can use her true damage and not have to deal with her attacks being dodged. So then Jax is going to eat the whole true damage. And that, there's almost no heroes that can withstand that much damage. And especially since Jax doesn't have healing regeneration. He doesn't have a method of self-sustaining himself during the lane. While Aurelia has her passive auto attacks from her W hit 10 style and then her ultimate to keep herself in the lane, Jax really has nothing, and unless he starts building Doran's Blades and Vampiric Scepter, and that's not gonna be till at least his second or third trip back. So I'm gonna have to give the lane to top to Aurelia, but then again, like always, top lane really relies on the jungle pressure that both sides can provide.
Alright, well here we go into game. We're going to take a quick commercial break as we load in, and we will be back with Against All Authority versus Navi, Game 1 in the Reign of Gaming International Invitational. Please don't glitch.
I kinda glitched. Yeah, I'm having a bit of trouble getting into the game. Loading screen's a bit messed up, but I'm sure I can fix it. This is pretty unfortunate. So you're gonna have to take over for a bit while I try to get back into the game.
Alrighty. Well, we do have both teams starting out here. Boots, pots for almost everyone. Regrowth pendant on Amumu, not an unusual start for him. And pretty much boots for everyone except supports on Navi as well. Both supports going with kind of the standard potions and wards build along with a fairy charm. Both teams spreading out like we're not really going to look for a level 1 fight here, just kind of trying to defend their own entrances. Graves going a little aggressive, maybe just trying to get better vision. But it doesn't look like there's any huge invade. We do have champions grouped up, possibly looking to steal Wraiths, but more likely just defending the most popular entrances to blue buff. Nobody wants to give up first blood this early in a game. So we will see what we end up with. We've got... looks like we're not going to see bot lane try to take golems. We might. Urgot might head down there. But at least for now, just defending that jungle entrance.
And I'm reconnecting.
Perfect.
No team opted to go for Clairvoyance now, which any invade at this early would be blind, and that's very, very risky, so I wouldn't be expecting any jungle invasions at this point.
Yeah, and we did have Soaz going back there, gonna probably grab one more potion and then head to his lane.
Now Urgot Soraka already used one of their wards in the Tribush defensively, anticipating Leona and Graves in case they wanted to come stop them at double golems, which you're not.
Oh, and Navi actually going to go steal Wraiths instead of starting at their wolves.
I like it. I like it a lot. Love the offensive counter jungling early. Aurelia going to know this though. Aurelia's checking and she finds him.
But the red reset there, so this could be a problem for Navi.
Yeah,
looks like
I don't think they can do this. Aurelia can fight them.
And they had Karthus heading in, but he just ended up taking a good amount of damage. But it looks like they were able to get it. Jarvan got the red buff, so...
Meanwhile, Amumu went down to their jungle and is actually stealing red buff right now. So offensive counter jungler from Amumu, which is going to be very effective because he did not have to use Smite doing blue buff. He got a good enough leash to save Smite, so then he's going to be able to take it without a problem.
It looked like Karthus was heading that way, but he has turned and gone back into lane. Up top, we'll probably see a lot of farming here in the beginning. Neither one of these champions known for super early game aggression.
Now Jarvan took so much health from doing red buff from the time that Aurelia managed to buy that he's actually not going to be able to gank after this, after level 3 now, just because he's so low and could easily fall to basically any harass.
Wow, a lot of early damage there onto Urgot.
Yeah, the bot lane combo, the thing about the Leona lane is her passive gives so much damage to the AD carry that's hitting him, and especially since that damage is not just physical, her passive is actually magic damage, which means that whenever the AD carry's hitting that target, he's going to be dealing both physical and magic damage, so Soraka's healing is not going to be able to mitigate all of it.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest benefits, because that heal from Soraka gives so much armor. Actually, looks like Urgot having a little bit of trouble getting last hits in his turret here, already down 10 to Graves.
Yeah, he's getting out harassed pretty badly, and sadly Jarvan can't commit to a gank right now. And Tribush is warded by AAA, so if Jarvan is to gank bottom, he has to do it from river. And he's not going to. He's actually choosing to gank other lanes. I think this is a mistake. He could have easily gone through river and then gank bottom, which is playing extremely aggressive right now.
Yeah, I just don't know what he's going to gain at mid. Mid's not pushed very far. He's just going to have to go back to jungling. I don't think he's going to have much luck at top either.
He's equal CS to Amumu, but Amumu already has a Philosopher's Stone, which means he's going to be out having more gold than Jarvan as the game progresses, especially as it drags on. Gold per 5 items usually take about 20-25 minutes to start when they start to kick in and become profitable, and by that time it's going to be the 25-minute mark, and we're going to see a gank happening right now though. Top lane.
Both junglers
on
there
Aurelia.
actually going to run into each other.
Both junglers there, going for Aurelia. Oh.
A lot of damage on the
this?
Jarvan right there.
Did Aurelia have her E? Yes, she did not use her Equilibrium Strike to stun Jarvan. I'm not sure why. She must have used it prior to that battle, and she actually shot for 2 Doran's Blades, so you rarely see these builds anymore, which is a DPS Aurelia style.
Yeah, usually Aurelias are going to go a lot tankier at this point.
Yeah, this is really offensive build. It's really no resistances at all. You typically, what you normally see on the Aurelia build is an early phase into a Wit's End, which tends to work out pretty well, and the most common build in Aurelia right now is just that. You go Boots, and then Phage, Wit's End, Mercury Treads, Trinity Forest, Warmogs.
And going and trying to put some damage on Jax here, but I think Jax is getting the better of this exchange.
I would not give it to Jax this early. At level 6, he is going to be able to outdamage Aurelia pretty easily though, since Aurelia had to use Exhaust. Well, she didn't have to, but she used it on Jarvan. So now she's going to be one summoner down. I think Jax is going to go on the offensive pretty soon. No,
Really
just a
getting
little
the stun off
harassed.
just kind of to run away there.
Just a little harassed from Equilibrium Strike, no big deal.
Karth is
She's
stealing
actually
the
going
big
to be able
wraith
to
there.
last it quite easily with this. So even CS in almost every lane, except for middle. Karth is just slightly ahead.
Okay, so bottom has evened up again. Only about a 7 CS difference.
They're really going for the kill here. Karthus does have ultimate, and Jax forced to ghost away. If Jarvan can make it in time, if they can time Karthus' ultimate, that's a dead Aurelia. She does have flash though. That's a dead Aurelia. Oh. Ooh, she's so
No
low.
Karthus
They're just
ult.
waiting for the Karthus ultimate.
Guess those potions just kind of keeping her
my
out of
God.
range to die
Yes. She's so ballsy here. Knowing Karthus has ultimate, this could have easily resulted in her death, but she's playing it perfectly and just baiting with enough health, just waiting for Mumu to come. And can the Mumu make it in time? Jax is healing back up. He's gonna go for some damage in the tower dive here, I think. They really want this first blood. And he decides to back away. He doesn't deem it safe enough.
there. And good decision there. I mean, There was no ward to show Mumu coming up there, but possibly just, sometimes you can sense when that gank is coming. Soaz was sticking around for a long time with not a lot of health.
Exactly.
It's usually a sign that they've got something up their sleeve, especially at this level of play.
Yeah. And he's actually maxing Heat 10 style, which is a correct move against any other bruiser, because that's basically increases his damage by a very large margin, which he's going to be able to out-damage Jax now, I think, by maxing Heat 10 style and going with DPS build, because he's going to have quite some heavy hitting auto attacks. Even more so if he uses his spells properly, he should not have a problem dealing with Jax's counter-strike. He actually purchases a cloth armor, which tells me that he'll most likely be building a Wriggles now. And he's going to go bottom. They're going to make a play on Dragon right now. AAA going for Dragon. It's a 4-on-5 engage, so it's definitely in their favor.
Yeah, and Jack's not going to be able to make it in time. Might be able to do something to that top turret. It's kind of the trade you see teams trying to get if you can't get the Dragon. Oh, great ult from Amumu there. There are tons of damage going on to Urgot. First blood to Aurelia. Sand is in trouble too. Lots of damage onto him. He will fall here.
Ooh. That's a double kill on Aurelia. That means that top lane is already won for her.
Yeah, 2 kills is going to be a huge item advantage. Jax will take down the turret here, kind of in trade, but that's rough. That's going to be a decent, actually not that much of a gold lead. About 700 at this point, 600.
That was a very, very nice flash ultimate by Amumu, locking down all 3 members of AAA Na'Vi in the same place, allowing Aurelia to just dash around freely and pick up 2 kills, which are going to snowball her in this game. If she plays it right, builds correctly, and doesn't get too greedy, she should be able to take control of this game by herself, because that's all Aurelia does. She can snowball the game in her favor very, very hard.
Karth is doing a good job harassing there at mid-turret, trying to keep Orianna back. Urgot going in, using the swap.
Going for the kill here, yeah.
Good job by Jarvan.
Michael Jarvan going for the Duncan, but I think he blew an unnecessary flash though, because Graves had no mana. So
yeah, just anticipating that jump out, but you're right, probably wasted there. Didn't end up being needed, but they still did get the kill.
I mean, in the end you get the kill, and you could say you secured it, but that was really unnecessary because he was silenced by Soraka and then swapped. And he was out of mana. Graves was out of mana, so. Is Karth going to ult for Leona here? I don't think he is. No.
Leona regenning health fast enough. And Karth is pushing back Amumu right now.
Giving Amumu a hard time. If he lands another binding, he could kill him. Okay, so that's a dead Amumu after Karth's ultimates. Yeah. He didn't even have to use ultimate, so he managed to pick up the kill with a lay waste in his passive. So, pretty good trade for Amumu, I'd say. For Karth though, because that's a kill that went out to Orianna, but Amumu definitely a harder carry than Orianna in my opinion, especially late game. His damage is going to be hitting all the entire team. So, press R to win, and that's basically all there is to Karthus.
Yeah. And if Karthus continues to build AP well and get these kills, it just becomes almost impossible to deal with. Now, Orianna's got great displacement in team fights, but it doesn't really matter against Karthus. He's going to hit you wherever you are.
Exactly, and they're both doing a fairly decent job of farming, but right now, Jarvan's going to go for a gank on top lane. He does have Cataclysm up in a couple seconds, but I don't think Aurelia's falling for it. And I'd like to point out the builds here. Orianna is going for a Heart of Gold and a Cage's Lucky Pick, so I have a gut feeling that tells me that she's going gold for 5 runes, quintessences, glyphs, seals, and 9021. It's just a hunch, but we'll just see. In terms of gold, she's even gold. Actually, she may not be going with that build. We'll just see later on though. Going gold for 5 as an AP, not a very typical choice, just because as an AP you need all the damage you can get all the time, so going gold for 5 really hinders your early game. May not be the best choice.
Ooh, and I don't know if they know Amumu's in here, but...
Yeah, it does, because at the Noxian, the corruptive thing that Urgot launches actually reveals the bushes, so he knows.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it reveals. I'm not too fresh on my Urgot play, so
been a while since you played Urgot.
yeah.
Haven't developed that jungle Urgot path yet. Oh, great stun there. The double ultimate. Urgot gonna take a lot of damage, but gonna get out. And here comes Jarvan. N-rated goes down.
Wow,
Yellow
Michael
Star
Jarvan
in trouble.
Just going to town on them, and now Urgot, who's the Acid Hunter, is gonna get it. No. Jarvan gonna go for one more flag, one more knockup. He gets it. But Urgot's out of mana.
Oh wow, they both escape with almost no health.
Oh, I feel like if Soraka didn't flash silence, actually gave mana to Urgot, they could have picked up potentially 2 kills.
Yeah, really pretty much everything was used. I don't know if the silence was as helpful there. May have been going for the kill with the silence, but still, even the fact that they turned that gank into 1 kill is pretty good.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that Urgot ran out of mana right there, and Soraka was really offensive and just flashed for the kill, and that was a mistake, I think, because she's not going AP, so her silence isn't really doing much. And it's a very close game right now. It's 3-3, but aAA actually having picked up the dragon, but in exchange Navi had the top tower, so then that's why the game's still very even. Lane matchups are faring out pretty well. It's just a farm fest except for the aggression that's happening on bottom lane. But Karthus will most definitely be out carrying Orianna.
Yeah, it looks like that's how it'll go. Jack's doing a decent job farming against Aurelia. Down just a little bit, but with the wave coming in, he'll actually even it up. Down at bottom lane, we actually have a slight advantage for Graves. Mid lane, we have a decent advantage for Karthus, about 20 CS. But looks like
AAA is
going
actually
for a dragon
pinging
again.
for dragon right now. They're actually pinging it, and they know it's going to be up in a couple seconds. And they want this. They have 5 men right there, and they're going to get it as soon as it spawns. Jack's not able to make it in time. Can they fight this though? Karthus is split up, and the Smite gets it.
Yeah, and they chose not to go in there.
That is a free dragon because Navi didn't time it. So very well played by AAA.
Yeah, really, just, it's unfortunate. If Navi'd been there a half second sooner, they might have been able to contest. But instead, they pretty much hand away another free dragon, which is going to put the gold advantage pretty severely to aAa. So as in trouble here, though, ending up in the middle of the fight by himself. Wow, there goes Amumu as well. Just everybody getting killed. Karthus all coming out here. Urgot picking up a double kill. So we ended up with a 4-for-3 trade there. That just went really crazy. I'm not sure why Aurelia went in there, but the Jarvan ult pretty much prevented teammates from coming in and following it up. That was very good. I mean, it may have been more luck than skill from Jarvan there, but pretty much ended up with Aurelia in the middle of the enemy team and no way to do anything. I imagine the goal there was to have Amumu follow that up with an ulti, but just couldn't get through because of the Jarvan ult.
It's a combo, right? It's a combo that a Navi had it designing in their minds when they picked this team comp. The Jarvan Karthus. Jarvan uses his Cataclysm and jumps on the entire team, and then every single member of AAA, well, not everybody got caught, but a lot of them got caught into the Cataclysm, and then they're forced to stack upon Karthus, and you never want to be on top of Karthus because his damage, his magic damage per second is one of the highest in the game, if not the highest, maybe second to a Vladimir or Cassiopeia, and that just devastated AAA. They could not withstand that, and Aurelia with the silence was not able to flash out because Soraka got to silence him.
Yeah, it was really good reactions by Navi on the engage there. You know, beautiful play in general from both teams, but really got to give that one to Navi. They reacted well to being engaged on and actually came out ahead 1 kill. They've pretty much evened up gold at this point. but I imagine it'll be Dragon or something else before we see another engage. Team's been playing fairly passive so far in the game, so unless something big changes to cause a team fight, I imagine it will be until there's some sort of buff or Dragon or something to contest.
Yeah, and Aurelia actually finally got the wit's end now, but she's going all offensive. And if she goes all offensive right now, she's got nothing on her team to keep her alive or to buff her, except Oriana's ball, and she's gonna explode just like last game, just like a last team fight. She's just not gonna be able to stay alive, and a gank from Leona coming in here, coming in hot.
Karth is not really able to do anything there. 3-on-1. It's a very good gank. We've got Soaz coming bottom now. I don't think he knows that Jarvan is there.
They actually don't know. They don't know Jarvan's there. But AAA gonna be pushing middle tower. They're gonna try to take it right now, the 3-man.
There's the swap onto Soaz. Taking a good amount of damage. The ult from Jarvan flashed straight through by Soaz. Gonna get out of here. A little bit of damage will come out from the Acid Hunters, but I don't think it won't be enough to be of any note.
They'll take it. They'll take it. A flash for an ultimate, that's really what you want to do. Unless it's something like a Shen ultimate, that's definitely worth it for Na'Vi. Blowing Jarvan's ultimate for Aurelia's flash, because next fight, they could easily focus Aurelia every time she goes in, and she will not be able to escape. So, way worth it.
Yep, and they've all come bottom now, probably going to try to secure this turret. They were able to take mid during that fight, so this would actually even them up turret-wise. And taking the bottom turret gives pretty good Dragon control.
It's a 5-on-5 dive right here. Can they make it happen? I don't think Na'Vi wants to engage on this. Not with the Mumu having ultimate up.
Yeah, and Urgot was able to put out a good amount of damage there right at the start.
And actually, Leona did not have ultimate until just now. So I think maybe if they engaged before, they could have gotten it. They could have gotten the fight to go in their favor.
Looks like they're just going to back off this turret at this point, though.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yep, so that will be a third turret for Na'Vi, and they were actually able to defend their bottom, so they are up. Jack's trying to get in to get the stun there, but couldn't quite do it. Na'Vi will attempt to steal blue here, and yeah, that went down way too fast for AAA to react.
He used Counter-Strike not to leap into anything. He used it to prevent himself from taking damage in case AAA was there waiting for him. He wanted to make sure that if AAA was there, he would be able to soak up all their auto attack damage and just live through whatever they threw at him, because he went in there blind. So activating Counter-Strike as a preventive measure, defensive measure if you will, trying to put himself in the safest position he can when face checking, and that's really one of the best things that Jack can do. But even then though, I think he would have died to the magic damage and spell damage that AAA does.
Okay, well, looks like both teams kind of repositioning here again. Against All Authority is actually ahead in gold. The Dragons have really helped them out with kills being even, but they're actually down towers. May have a fight here at mid, both teams kind of grouping up. But they should have Dragon timers and knowing that's coming up, maybe heading that way. Oh wow, the switch from Urgot trying to engage there, but I don't know if the rest of his team can make it in time. There comes Jax, but Urgot's taking a lot of damage. There's the Orianna ultimate. Wow, nobody from Against All Authority taking significant damage. Urgot taking a lot, having it out. Now Soaz may fall. Good job. Urgot falls as well, though. There goes Karthus. Leona getting the double kill. Karthus ult will come out, pick up at least one, maybe two kills.
That Karthus ultimate.
Wow, and Yellow Pete now the only one, or excuse me, Yellow Star now the only one alive still.
I think Jax could have definitely chased down Graves because he saw the Karthus ultimate come out. He saw that Leona had about 100 health left, and instead of going for the Leaf Strike with Counter-Strike on Jax, on Graves, he actually opted to keep attacking Leona and not let Karthus get the kill, so...
Yeah, and unfortunately, it didn't work. You know, I thought the swap was crazy. Like, when I saw him go in, I was like, the rest of his team's not there, but they got on top of it really quickly.
Yeah, and Soraka, excellent job with her ultimate, keeping Urgot alive through that entire duration, and the only time he died was when Graves flanked him from behind. So very good job by Soraka. Soraka definitely being the MVP and showing why she's a must ban or must pick in North American servers.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the same here. I don't think we see many games without Soraka either banned or picked. Just one of the best supports right now. Those heals are incredible. Gonna go clear wards here at Baron now.
Now let's look at gold. In terms of individual gold, we'll compare counterparts. So counterparts means their mid lane versus their mid lane, top versus their top, and so on. So if we look in terms of gold, Amumu is sitting 1k gold behind Jarvan, while Soraka is same gold as Leona, but Urgot and Graves are 1 Doran's blade apart in terms of items. But the biggest factor here is that both Jax and Karthus are behind Irelia and Orianna by at least 1500 gold, so that's pretty huge. And now we're gonna go for a Baron with the Oracles, but Linak knows this. They know this, but they got it way too quickly. Karthus, Jax. The ultimate comes out. Jax gonna be able to focus down Orianna. Soraka just healing everybody else. Jax going on to Graves. Graves dying. Jax being the last member alive. Can he kill Irelia? No, he's been chased down. The Sunfire Cave's too big, and then he dies to succumbs to Irelia. Irelia just picking up double buffs and getting the ace from AAA. 1k gold lead. That was well done. That trade went in the favor of AAA because they're gonna be able to pick up tower from here. Even though they lost Baron, they managed to pick up a bunch of kills there.
Yeah, I mean, they lost Baron, but they aced them. So, you know, in the end, we're going to have Na'Vi come back up. They're not going to have Baron either, and they're going to be down a tower. And it's their second mid tower that'll fall here.
And the Sunfire on the Mumu actually being able to dish out enough damage to kill Jax. If it wasn't for that Sunfire, they would not have been able to take down Jax.
Yeah, that's, you know, it's interesting. We don't really see people buy Sunfire as much anymore. A lot of people say it doesn't do enough damage, but it was helpful there. It saved some lives.
Yeah, no, what happened was before it, like the patch to go, it got actually buffed. Sunfire just got a recent buff, so that's why it's making a comeback recently. Because before it wasn't really worth buying because its damage was just minimal, but now it's back to some decent damage. But I mean, you just don't want to see the days where everybody played Garen top and then bought 6 Sunfire Caves, didn't even get boots, and then just killed everything.
Yeah, back when the damage stacked, I remember that. That was no fun.
That was something. That was really something back then.
And looks like Karthus could be in some trouble here. Soaz going to go on for the damage. Graves there as well.
But it's gonna fall.
Yeah, not even. Couldn't deal damage quickly enough.
That was awfully risky from Irelia to come back through that side. If she would have hit, she would have gotten hit by that last lay waste. Maybe Karthus could have used the ultimate and killed her. Not too sure that's possible since you can only use 2 lay waste after dying on Karthus and then use your ultimate. But it's still awfully risky to go that way instead of just going through the safe way.
Yep. Oh wow, almost catching Soraka out there. Blowing a couple of ultimates.
2 ultimates actually coming up from AAA trying to catch Soraka. I don't think that was worth it. Just using one first and seeing if the other one would work would have been better.
Oh, the exhaust followed by the ghost, and Jax does get the kill. They're chasing on to the rest of Against All Authority here, but I don't think they have the speed to catch them.
Good coordination by Na'Vi to use the Karthus ultimate in combination with Jax tower diving Irelia to take her down, get her free money, and give it to Jax as well. Jax is going to be able to carry this game. Going to be the only one to carry this game, I think, because Karthus is being focused down very heavily, so he's just there to use his passive, which is, of course, only usable while in death.
Yeah, he is. He's being focused at the beginning of fights. We're seeing him die very quickly. But Suicide Karthus not the end of the world because of the passive, not so much as on other champions.
I mean, that's one of the strongest aspects of Karthus, that even if you kill him, he's still going to do damage.
And decently far along in his build. He does have both the Rod of Ages and the Death Cap, but Orianna has both of those, as well as a Cage's Lucky Pick and a Heart of Gold.
Yeah, no, but if you check the gold count right now, Orianna has 11,600 gold, while Karthus is sitting at 9,500. So that is a 2,000 gold lead. It just got slightly smaller because of the dragon pickup, but they're still very behind, and they're gonna catch the team right here. Leona split up.
Yeah, Leona getting a lot of damage out there.
Jack's going for Aurelia. He should not be going for Aurelia. He needs to be going for Jax. And oh, that is detrimental. That is a 5-for-none exchange because they started focusing Leona. And Jax will surely go down here.
3 dead so far, but I don't see how Jax is going to get out of there. Notice all the carries backing off. None of them want to be the one who engages on him. But he does go down. Urgot manages to get out with almost no health. But I think Against All Authority is going to be able to push an inhibitor here.
Yeah, most definitely. That was almost a 5-for-none exchange. Urgot's health is down to 10%. So that is really good play by Leona right there. Probably the MVP of AAA at that battle. Being able to take down and soak up all the punishment from Na'Vi, because what happened was she actually dashed over the ledge and caught all of them in her ultimate while they all started hitting her, while her entire team was just hitting everybody else that mattered from the outside of the ledge. So they had basically a ledge position over Na'Vi, and that really managed to get the lead on them. And then focusing Aurelia after she's built Randuin's, not the best idea by Jax. Should have probably stuck on Graves, but it was too late by that time.
Yeah, and one of the big things there was Na'Vi didn't do as good a job getting into the team fight. Like, they both initiated on each other almost simultaneously, but Na'Vi didn't do a very good job of getting to Jarvan, whereas AAA did a great job of getting to Leona. So they had their damage more concentrated, and they had most of their damage in each fight, whereas with Jax splitting off and stuff, Na'Vi was very split up, and they couldn't put out the damage quickly enough.
Jax actually, Jarvan flashed over the ledge to initiate on that, while Orianna and Leona was doing work with their CC. Now Jarvan is actually built DPS. He's not a tank because he has a Wriggles and Trinity Force. So he's very squishy right now. So flashing to initiate is not a good idea, especially when the AD carries and the Aurelia are so strong right now, so powerful, that doing that would just cause him, basically guarantee him death, and that's exactly what happened. He just died immediately.
And looks like we may have another team fight here at this turret. Now looks like Against All Authority is backing off, heading over towards Baron, which has just come back up.
Baron ping goes down. Everybody knows the timer on Baron. Everybody knows it's up right now. AAA engages on the move on Jax. Oh my god, the beautiful bandage toss lands. The ultimate goes in. Karthus gets focused down immediately. Aurelia succumbs by not yet. And then Urgot, being the last man alive, not being able to dish out enough damage, being chased down by a Mumu, and actually manages to get away. Soraka popping Aurelia right now, trying to chase down a Mumu, but they cannot. A Mumu is too high health right now. Can he get this kill? I think they can. I think they can most definitely get this kill. The swap goes in, and Urgot becomes super tanky now. One more auto will surely do the trick, and now she has red buff. Going for Leona. Oh, she just flashes over.
And looks like N-rated will probably get out here, but it's unfortunate they lost a Mumu there.
And that is a really good trade for Na'Vi. That is the fight they needed. Even though Jax got focused immediately in that battle, they managed to do work. Karthus, with his ultimate and his AoE, managed to do most of the damage in that battle and basically kill all of AAA. So, very good fight. Yeah. That gave Urgot his Guardian Angel, so Urgot gonna be looking really good for next battle, and both teams are looking to rush Baron right now. They know Na'Vi can do extremely quickly. Jackson Carthus will take this down in a matter of seconds. It's not warded. Can they make it in time? I don't think they can. It's going to go down in about 5 seconds now. Smoke screen goes in and they get the Baron. Leona goes in and just suicides in, not having enough communication with her team, and actually goes in by herself to a full Baron team. So that's going to save the inhibitor from Na'Vi, which is going to spawn right back now. And we're going to look to see Na'Vi making a push down middle lane pretty soon.
The only downside I can really see to what happened is because Na'Vi had 2 lanes pushed, they couldn't go straight on the offensive once they got Baron. They're going to have to go back and clear lanes. But yeah, once they get their inhibitor back, they should be doing really well here. The Baron buff will let them bully against all authority for once, which they haven't been able to do since they gave up that early game lead.
I actually don't think that Na'Vi can push against them, now that I think about it, because they have Urgot, which is considered an AD carry, but his auto attack range is minuscule. It just doesn't help for pushing towers, and then everybody else that they have on their team is basically melee, because Karthus auto attacks will not take down a tower in a matter of, it's going to take minutes for him to take down the tower by himself. The same goes for Soraka's banana, so they'll have to do a dive or a split push here.
And they have to find a way to kill him, and they have to get Jax onto the towers, because he's their big tower pusher. But as you said, he's melee. They can't really do they can't poke with Jax. They've got to go in with Jax.
And Orianna with Graves combined, those two can clear waves extremely easily. Well, yeah, this is exactly what's going to happen. Orianna's command attack is going to just keep spamming the waves down, and then Navi's going to be forced to capitalize on other goals that are not towers. So best they got is a Shurelia's speed approach here and try to kill them. Meanwhile, looks like aAA may be going for a base race, and Na'Vi recognizes it. Shurelius pops in. Can the wall land? It does.
Oh, and the team is completely split right now. This is bad for Against All Authority. They do get a lot of damage onto Karthus, and they actually might get out here. That was impressive.
Karthus gets blown up immediately, but manages to use ultimate. Jarvan's going down pretty low. Amumu flashes over. Jax is chasing with Ghost. Can he land the stun? No, his Ghost runs out right at the last second. Amumu is going to banish toss to the race. Going to take the race right now. Just a little bit of farming. Don't mind him. He's just getting the CS score. And that's going to be what they needed to farm to push the lane now, because Aurelia's dead. Aurelia going to be one of their main engaging. And now that AAA doesn't have any other major ultimates besides Orianna's ultimate's still up, this will be an inhibitor.
Yep, they're going to have to see how far they can push it, though, because they've got Amumu taking down one of their inhibitors, and they have another one open.
Is that a backdoor Amumu I'm seeing? It is, and Amumu actually going to be able to backdoor an inhibitor by himself. I've never seen this before. Pretty incredible. Backdoor Amumu, doing work. Pops Aurelius. I think he's going to make it. Oh, he gets spotted. Will they chase? Meanwhile, Jax gonna be chased down by Graves and Orianna. Picks up Leona in the midst of it. Urgot getting focused, loses GA, stands in the smoke screen and gets 2-shot by Orianna. And Amumu with the face checks. Oh, blows ultimate, gonna die to that. Whew. Jarvan gets stunned by Aurelia, and Graves goes down with the counter strike from Jax, gets CC'd in place. Cataclysm too strong. Michael Jarvan strikes again.
Yeah, this is the downside. They did push that inhibitor, but the way the team fight worked, they lost way more people as Na'Vi started to come back into the fight. They could possibly push this for the win here. This went really well for him. Jack's going to try to get right onto these turrets.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can do this. Yeah, Leona's going to be up right now. Unless they kill Aurelia.
Jax is tearing through these turrets, though.
Someone's going to die here. Yeah, can they do this? Yes,
oh my
they
gosh.
can actually.
They can.
Jax
they are going to
is very powerful. He should be focusing his Nexus, and that is game 1 going to Na'Vi.
Wow.
Very well played.
That is not one you see a lot. That kind of ending
was the decisive factor in that match. I mean, it was a good call by Na'Vi to do the Baron, but I think AAA could have definitely been been paying more attention to the team comp that Navi has. Jackson Karthus, one of the most notorious Baron killers in the game. 15-minute solo. They can basically solo it themselves or duo it or whatever it is. They both kill it extremely quickly.